Welcome along, guys. It is Wednesday night, and it's the very first race ever for FFG hosting in Assetto Corsa. I'm delighted to say, with myself tonight, I have Chris Tedder, the owner and founder of Amigos. Chris, very welcome.
Thanks for having me, mate. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, delighted to have you in there. Hopefully, I'm not going to expect a load of cars tonight. If we get maybe 10 to 12 cars, I'll be feeling like it's a good day in the office. But Misano, you know yourself, it's an amazing track and always gives some great racing as well. What's your expectations here tonight, especially with some of the drivers that you know?
It will be a good race, mate. It'll be a lot of close driving. I think overtake at times can be quite difficult. We've got to watch out for track warnings, so I expect to see some drive-throughs at some point.
Yeah, I'm expecting one or two myself. The way it's looking here tonight, I definitely think there's going to be a good bit going on in terms of drive-throughs. At the minute, though, it's a nice track, although the server is a little bit jumpy at the minute. I don't know whether that's just my internet or the server itself, but it definitely looks a little bit on the jumpy side.
Might be, mate. Might be. I'm not sure what that'd be.
Well, let's see how we go. Anyway, that is extremely jumpy here. Yeah, I'm expecting one or two. Let's see.
Yeah, I'd like to think that is that just the software doing that. It'd be interesting to get some feedback out of people on the track to see what's going on.
It could possibly be that I am streaming in 1440k and streaming in Discord at this as well. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. So I'm going to close the lower thirds thing for a minute and just see how much that helps or doesn't help.
Yeah. See if it helps smooth the stream out.
This is what happens when I push everything.
That's what it's all about, mate.
That's it. Well, that's it. Well, look, the only way to go is having a 2K. Look, it seems to be settling down now anyway now. I see we're up to 10 drivers at the minute. Hopefully we'll get a few more in. So, Chris, for anyone who doesn't know you, do you want to give a bit of background on yourself? Because I'm assuming you'll be here for more than one race, hopefully throughout this.
Yeah. So, I'm the founder of Amigos Racing League. We run every Monday night. So we do a bit of mixed conditions racing, and we try and get involved in endurance events as and when we can as well.
Absolutely, and I race in your Monday league as well. And look, for me, it's one of the most fun leagues out there. There's not many leagues that can offer as much as you do, and you also have an endurance season hopefully starting soon as well. I've signed up for that at the minute. Obviously, I'd love to go in and do comms if it gets full up, which would be amazing to see. And of course, your new season starts next Monday coming as well.
Yes, yeah. I'd like to offer someone a bit more racing. So the idea is to do a monthly league of a 5-hour race, either a single or team event. And yeah, the new season starts on Monday, so we're all looking forward to starting there. Absolutely,
it's looking really well. And look at Tony Hezeg here in his livery that I know he made. But he's number one on the charts. Do you reckon he'll be number one this time after the race?
So, just look at the cars on the grid. We've got Gary in the grid, in the McLaren. That's a strong car around here. I know we had Chico in the race as well. I'm just trying to see what he's racing. So he's in the Merc. So, depending on who else is on there, I can imagine the McLaren being strong. And Gary knowing the McLaren at the moment, he would be one of my favourites today.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think it's going to be between Gary and Chico from the people that I know. But there's a few drivers in here I don't know. And I think they're going to be very interesting. Another race that I'm really looking forward to is Stacey Ellis versus Baz. I think that's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah,
see racing from the back.
It should be. Yeah, good to see Stacey back. He's asked me not to give him such a grilling today.
You can't not give that man a grilling. That's all part of it. But I think they're just going to have to focus on driving at 95%, not overdriving it, and just making sure they don't get any drive-throughs. And to be honest with you, I reckon they could pick up a few spots. Obviously, we're hoping that there's not going to be any incidents. If there is a few incidents, of course, that's going to drop other people back. So I still think for them, there's still good points to be made here tonight. And obviously, as the numbers grow throughout the season, they need to optimise on these kind of lower grids as well while they're in play.
Yeah. It should be good, mate. It should be good. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm interested to learn about some of the other drivers and see where they stand. and getting to know these people over the weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's great to have you in because you were saying obviously that you're looking to get into do a bit more comms. Like you're an avid racer, that's all you do. But it's nice to see you're branching out into this side of things as well. And to be honest with you, I think it brings a different perspective on your racing as well, and you get to see other people's kind of point of views when you've commed on it enough. You can understand sometimes when people do things when you wouldn't expect it, as much as it might annoy you.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's interesting to see it from this side. I'm interested to give obviously my insight into it and into the tracks and my knowledge of just ACT as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. It's come here. Look, at the end of the day, it's a thing that you'll always learn, and you have a knowledge of the game. I like to think I do now after nearly a year commentating on it and messing on it. And it's funny to think, Chris, I actually know you nearly a year now. I think it was October when I joined, I think it was ARC at the time as a commentator before obviously everything went the way it went. So it's mad to think that I've known you nearly a year now at this stage.
Oh, it's amazing where time goes, isn't it? It's amazing where time goes.
Excuse me, nearly choking there. That's sim racing for you though. It literally flies, like absolutely flies. And I'm really looking forward to see what happens now next year because like, excuse me, for myself, I never expected to start up FFG again, and look, it's something that's been in the back of my mind, and I think it's when I was doing the admin work with ERA that I kind of realised I wanted to do my own thing because, you know, I wanted to do things in a certain way, and I think then seeing how well your league is growing as well, it's kind of said, you know what, why not go for, because in fairness, Amigos has grown exponentially in the last few months alone.
Yeah, Amigos was at its time where we're at a point where it was time to grow and start pushing on, and I felt like the foundations were in place to do so. So that's exactly what we went and did, and off we went.
Yeah, there's no turning back, and I think there's never enough racing communities out there because every different community offers different things, and some people may love, you know, the likes of Amigos, you have your very mixed conditions. Here, we're kind of doing it mixed-ish, but not as crazy as Amigos.
No. Amigos it's known for the mixed condition racing.
Yeah,
that's what the people are there for. But I think sometimes, especially when you're sort of starting back up like yourself, I know obviously FFG was around before, but to get into the ACC league, I think keeping it a bit more calmer will allow you to track drivers quicker.
100%. I just wait till you see race 2 server. I'll tell you off the track. I said it to Chico already, so the race 2 is probably not as calm. There's a 7 for randomness, put it like that.
Oh, so I can imagine rain coming and going there then. What's the multiplier for the race?
Oh, only 1.
Right, okay then. So
it's going to be stable, but it's either going to be pissing down. I had it at 9, but I heard that apparently if it does go at 9, it's like driving through the sea, so.
I'm interested to see that one then.
I'd love. Well, I probably think I should put it to 9. What do you reckon?
No, don't do it. Right, I've got a couple of audio issues here, so I'm just going to mute myself while I'm trying to sort these audio issues out.
Absolutely no problem at all. Well, look, while you're doing that, I'm going to actually play the video that I've made up. It's like a little intro, shows you around Misano and shows what the guys do in real life with the GT cars and comparing what the other lads are going to do here tonight. I think it's only about 3 minutes long or so, and I'll be back in, and we're going to get cracking then into qualifying. And look, I said it today to somebody, I'd be delighted if I see 10 to 12 cars in. For me, that's successful for the first night ever racing in ACC under the FFG banner. And I'm delighted to say there's 12 in at the minute, and maybe 1 or 2 hopefully might pop in as well. So let's jump onto this little video I've made, and we'll be back in a few. Welcome along, guys, and FFG are in Misano, Valentino Rossi's home background, and he won here in 2023. And what an amazing track this is. It's very, very tight, it's very technical, and it's very rewarding when you get it right. And there's plenty of opportunities for overtaking if you are brave enough. Curve Questiera is one of those, as well as Curve Tramonto. Corvion as well, another amazing spot. But yeah, this track here, it will reward the brave, and it will absolutely punish anybody who gets it wrong. Track limits are always a massive thing around Misano over an hour-long race. It doesn't seem like too long, but this is a place where it will matter. And yeah, look, as I say, it's going to be absolutely brilliant today. It's going to be nice and dry as well, 26 degrees. And it's going to be a very, very good race. And I'm really looking forward to see what our guys provide. But before we look at that, we're going to look at what the real guys have done here before. This is a highlight clip from 2022. And this is going to show you what the real guys do. And we can compare then our guys here in FFG to this. So sit back, enjoy, and I will see you on track shortly for the race. And we are back, and it is qualifying. Chris, are you excited? Because I am.
Oh, I can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. First race of the season. I am really looking forward to this at Misano.
This is going to be absolutely epic. Let me see who is out there first. We go into drive and get across out of the way. So I'm really excited for this. Dusting off my commentary boots again for a set of course. It's been quite a little bit. And Chris, it's quite a while since me and you actually done comms as well together, so it's great to have you back in as well.
Yeah, we've done some flying visits, haven't we, in the past, but I don't think we've done a full race together yet, so no, I'm looking forward to doing this together.
It's going to be very good, and we've tried out a new kind of layout of how the overlay looks on stream as well, and hopefully it doesn't impede too much on the racing as well. We've gone very simple. We've got obviously the deltas to the left of obviously where the cars are to what's around them. We've got their best 6 laps, the last 6 laps, and then literally the standings, which shows loads of information popping in and out, and then the little underlay at the bottom there just showing the gaps for while the race is going on if someone's confused with the gaps and it's not shown. So we've got everything that we need there.
Looks fantastic, mate. I think the stream looks absolutely spot on today. It gets all the information you need without being over imposing.
Absolutely. And we're going to ask one of the viewers, or actually all the viewers, whether you're watching on my own Horsebox streams or you're over on Chris Tedder's YouTube channel, as we're streaming on both channels, let us know who you'd like to see a hot lap with, and we'll try and get on a nice quality lap near the end. So this lad Chico, Chris, in the Mercedes, he's looking very, very fast out there.
Chico's improvement is unbelievable, especially over the last month. We've seen some real speed come out from him. Now he's heading back over to the Merc, and he's been putting some time in it, and I really feel he's starting to get to grips with this car now.
Yeah. I'm dreading racing it on Sunday witches, but it's definitely a car he's got the hang of. He said now he's able to get rid of the understeer, which it normally tends to have.
Yeah, the Merc has a habit, especially when you come from a mid-engine car, that they do feel like the understeering through a corner. They do apply a different driving style, and he feels like with some setup tweaks, he's able to sort of engineer out that understeer in the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how he does get on with it the whole way through. I'll be enjoying watching him as he develops through the race. He was nearly stuck in the M4 until I had to do a server restart for somebody anyway. Well, fair play to him. Looking here as well, Oliver Anderson, repping in the FFG livery that I made. He is a guy I'm expecting in the Macca to surprise you, because you've only known him racing in the Lexus. And then anyone else who might have seen him in our streams would have been in the older V12. Oliver actually has decent pace. I reckon he'd be a top 5 contender.
Oh, I'm interested to see how he develops in the race. And like I said, he's in the right car for the track as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if he's going to have a good race, I reckon this could be it. And this is going to be all about keeping it within track limits, I feel.
That is the biggest thing. I think it's going to be a talking point for us over and over again. With Espiotto on a 134.825 there, fastest first and third sector, with El Mari fastest middle sector.
So yeah, there's still more time to come yet. I mean, as the time's developed, I feel like this is going to start ramping up as they start working their way through.
Absolutely. I know Gary's only after starting a lap. Is there anyone that is... So no one's really gaining much time other than Oliver. Let me see. We're going to go on with Gary now. And let's see if he goes. And he's repping in that Amigos livery as well.
Yes, good lad, good lad. I imagine pole time will be a 133 something if they nail it.
Yeah, I think definitely a late 133 is on the cards. Depending on the track. The track actually isn't too warm today either. We've set it quite mildly and being quite kind on the first race, I think. So yeah, it's going to be interesting as another driver has joined in there, Lucas Hannick. So you're down to up to 13 drivers now as well. But yeah, I think Gary here is just going to buy this time. This is going to be a sightseeing lap for him, because he's plenty of time then to really push.
Yeah, I find with Misano, there's a lot of flow to it, and as you warm up to the track, you'll start gaining more time naturally. Just as you start getting your lines that little bit better and you're braking a bit more spot on, you do find that you just start sort of getting more space, more pace around the lap, just as you start warming up into the track.
Yeah, it's definitely one for the precision drivers at the end of the day. Anyone who's a bit too erratic, the likes of the Coopers of the world and that, they can be fast, but I think this is the kind of track where you need smoothness. You need to be patient.
A lot of patience needed around here. There's not too many overtaking opportunities, so you need to stick close. You need to try and force a mistake from the car in front, and sometimes just bear in mind that you feel like they're going to get a drive through if you see him going off track a lot.
100%. And Chico just touched and getting close to the 133s. The 134.0. He's set the mark so far.
It wouldn't surprise me if Chico goes and hits the 133s, and same with Gary. I mean, they're two drivers we know very, very well. So yeah, let's keep an eye on them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one for development now. Looking then back further as well, I know Baz is out there. Hannick, obviously, we have not seen Lucas on the track as of yet. So he is in the Macca. So he's in the right car, as you say. And is that a similar livery to what you use, is it? It's very similar colours.
Mine's the Golf type one, which I sort of adjusted. So yeah, that's the one I normally run. Yeah,
so it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. Anderson, a 135.3, but he's already up 0.3 of a second. So he's getting his eye in slowly but surely.
Yeah, so he could be dipping into the 134s then, by the looks of it, if he gets the lap together.
Oh, just kissing at it. A 135.035.
Oh, that'd be killing him. He'd be going back out now. Let's see if he can do it.
Absolutely. Is there anyone else out there at the minute? We're going to say Hannick. He's the only one that's actually going to set a lap. I think actually Matt Ransley as well is out there. Both drivers. Actually, does Matt race over in Amigos? I know his
Matt
name.
Ransley.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
No, I definitely do his name from somewhere. Maybe it's from like SSRI or one of the other communities, but I definitely do know his name.
Yeah, it's not one I recognise.
Let's see, here we go. Gary's already out now with the pits. He's going to go for another lap in a second.
Oh, the fact that Chico's up there, that'll be pushing him on.
Oh, 100%.
Obviously, there's Luca, not too far behind as well. So, there's not much between them.
And an interesting fact for you, Chico only holds the fastest middle sector, Gary holds the fastest sector 3, and then MS Biotto in 4th holds the fastest sector 1. And combined, there's about 3/10 in it.
I can imagine this getting tight near the end. I can see this tightening up. It seems like they're all strong endurance sectors of the racetrack.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting to see. And Hanik here, he reckons about a 134-ish. 135. First lap out, still not too bad at all.
No, it's like I say, it's a tough track, Misano, and it just takes a little bit of getting used to. It takes a little bit of running, getting around it, just to get on top of it again.
Absolutely. And Panamani, he's one of the only Aston Martin drivers here, which I'm surprised. The Aston Martin was the GOAT in the 1.8 version. Everybody jumped on it near the end. And now everyone seems to be avoiding that and the NSX like to play, but we know the reason for the NSX, and I'm sure you definitely know it.
Oh yeah, it's a shame they did what they did to the NSX. It's a car I do miss. I tried it the other day and I just couldn't drive it. So you know what, you're a brave man for someone to take the NSX. Oh,
100%. And I just want to say hello then to Jeff, who's watching from Sim Cafe. I know he's watching over on your stream. So hello Jeff, welcome along to the stream. Welcome to Gary, and then to anyone else who's joining in. If you're watching on my own page, please go over to Chris Tedder Racing, or have you changed the name on YouTube, Chris?
Yeah, no, it's under Chris-CSR. So Community Sim Racing. So yeah, that's how you can find us.
Definitely give him a follow. He does some great kind of fun videos, but you still have some of the track guides there, even though they're from a different version of the game. I think they're still applicable in terms of racing line and patience on the throttle and everything like that as well. So there's still an awful lot of stuff there. And as well, I just want to give Gary a shout out as well. Gary Smith, he's another man who's big on YouTube as well, obviously repping the Amigos livery tonight as well. He's another man who does so much on YouTube. Give him a follow as well.
He's a very active man on YouTube, and he does some great videos and great comparison videos as well between the different sims. So if you're interested in trying different sims out, he's definitely a channel to go and look at.
100%. And as we're speaking about him, he's up slightly on his time, but he needs to find nearly half a second.
Yes, he's just watch this come over the line and see how he's doing.
It's not looking like he's going to gain time. He's on 0-0-0-0. We'll come back to him because I know Mari here. Oh, he's going to get impeded by Hezerg. Oh, no. He was up 1/10 of a second as well.
It's part of the battle, isn't it? I mean, I always say qualification, you know, going through qualifying, it's a skill in itself.
Oh, that's so unlucky. Although Hanik here is having a great lap, up over 0.7 of a second. He obviously just had
7/10. I mean, if Hanik is up, that could really put him up near the front runners.
He literally just went too wide on the corner and invalidated. Oh, he was flying. That would have thrown him up to at least 4th the way he was going there. So Oliver lives to battle another day. But everybody now in the top 3. Gary is up 0.4 of a second. It's after dropping down there now. He was up a huge amount of time.
Yeah, it looks like he's missed the apex of that corner. It's a very tough corner, that one, because you're sort of trail braking into the corner. And you're really trying to bring the car in onto the apex, and it's so easy to mix it.
Yeah, very unlucky. And he had the fastest sector 1. He's purple so far on this lap for sector 1, but he's lost every bit of time there, so he might be just slowing down to go again. He easily has 2 more laps at it, depending on how he goes. Now Espiotto's up nearly 0.2 of a second, which is going to be hurting Gary, because he might be jumping Gary here to that 3rd spot if he keeps going. Chico also, we're going to jump back on with Chico because he's gaining time.
Chico is flying, is he?
Now, it's not like massive chunks of time, but it's still gonna... I don't know, is he gonna make it? This is looking like he's gonna break into the 139s. Oh, he didn't in the end. He lost a bit on the exit at 134.097. That must be agonizing for him.
Yeah, he looked like he rode them curbs a little too much on exit. He would have lost a bit of time because of that.
SPO jumps up in the second spot there with that lap.
Oh, brilliant. He's pulled that one out.
It's a Mercedes 1-2. Wow. Looking back as well, so Ransley still needs to set a lap time. Stacey Ellis, though, isn't too far off Baz either, so I'm telling you, these two are going to have a very close battle. There's less than a tenth in it.
Yeah, I find normally they're quite similar on pace. So I think during the race, the course of the race, we're going to see some close battles between them two. Hopefully they keep it clean and they can have a great race between each other.
Yeah, I hope so too. They always have good battles and always brought us some great entertainment.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do and how they race today.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let me have a look now. So, Chris, coming into the final minutes, do you want to guess your top three? Do you reckon anyone's going to overdo Chico? Espioto's very, very close.
Well, like I said, we're still learning these people, aren't we? So we both know, I mean, Chico and Gary will have a good race. Obviously, seeing Marco and Luca coming in there, I'm very interested to see how they do this race and obviously getting to learn a bit more about how they are and who they are as drivers. And yeah, I can imagine, as I stay right now, I'd mostly go Chico, Gary, and Marco. That's my 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So Gary, Chico, Marco, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say... Oh, I'm going to go Espioto from Chico from Smith. I have faith Smith's going to get up there. But Espioto has been flying. He just needs... Well, he mightn't get another lap in now because I think he went off the track there. But Murray now is up over 10th and a half, so... Chris, you know what? I actually don't know.
Like I said, we're still learning these drivers, aren't we? And I think as time goes on and we understand the drivers a bit more and their abilities, this will become a lot easier. And we understand, like we both know, with the likes of Gary, he's deadly consistent.
Yeah.
So even if he's fourth in qualifying, we both know that his consistency over a race is what will make him strong during the race.
100%. 100%. Oh, Andrew Pedro is saying that he's not allowed into the race. Sorry, I was just looking at that really quick there. So looking back on here, so El Murray is up nearly 0.3 of a second. This could be second place. But if he keeps gaining time the way he's going, this could be a possible pole either. Oh, he's lost so much time in the exit. He still might jump up into second place, but he was close to taking pole. Whoa, just a 10th off. And that's his attack of it over. Espioto will not be going again, and either will Gary. Chris, what do you reckon about Hansen or with Anderson? Do you reckon there's any more time for either of them? Nope. So, Chris, Chico takes pole. Whoa.
Hello.
What's the crack?
Can you check for Andrew Priatko? He messaged like 20 minutes ago that he can't enter the server. No one ever on that. Oh, mate, session start, mate, 20 seconds.
Yeah,
That's
no, I'll restart,
off.
yeah. Oh, I can't restart the race server, can I?
You can, and you will have to.
Right.
Because
10 seconds.
This is what happens first time round.
You always get these on your first race. There's always an element of stuff you've not done right. It's just
100%. 100%. Can I fix the grid then, yeah?
yeah.
Grand. So Right, I'm just gonna reset the server. So I'm just gonna show on our little video we made again. Take place a minute or two.
Yeah.
Welcome along, guys, and FFG are in Misano, Valentino Rossi's home background, and he won here in 2023. And what an amazing track this is. It's very, very tight, it's very technical, and it's very rewarding when you get it right. And there's plenty of opportunities for overtaking if you are brave enough. Curve Questiera is one of those, as well as Curve Tramonto. Corvion as well, another amazing spot. But yeah, this track here, it will reward the brave, and it will absolutely punish anybody who gets it wrong. Track limits are always a massive thing around Misano over an hour-long race. It doesn't seem like too long, but this is a place where it will matter. And yeah, look, as I say, it's going to be absolutely brilliant today. It's going to be nice and dry as well, 26 degrees. And it's going to be a very, very good race, and I'm really looking forward to see what our guys provide. But before we look at that, we're going to look at what the real guys have done here before. This is a highlight clip from 2022, and this is going to show you what the real guys do, and we can compare then our guys here in FFG to this. So sit back, enjoy, and I will see you on track shortly for the race. Right, so guys, we are back. Just the server totally glitched. There's no point lying about it, so we had to set up a new server. But that's done. All is well in the world. Thanks to Chris and Chico for your patience and for everyone watching. Yeah, Chris, did that ever happen to you? To that extent?
Not to that extent, mate. Not to that extent. We've had other issues, i.e., pit window lengths being wrong or wrong cars, people not being able to get in. But like I said, these are just part of firing up the league, and it's the first race of the season.
That's it. It's always teething issues with these kinds of things. I'm just going to set everything up here now.
What you find once you've done the first race, you can apply the settings to every race. If you know what I mean, you've got a template to check against.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, so the lads are on about to swat onto go to the next part already. I don't want to skip through, so let's see. Will my admin pass and work? Return to garage. I'll be changing the password after this one.
Be interesting that people do now. You know, it's basically going to be a two lap flyer.
Oh yeah.
You know, they've had their dummy run. Let's say, let's see how they cope with just 2 laps to do it. Because what I'm
100%.
finding with what I'm finding with 1.9 now in ACC, it is genuinely taking 2 laps to get your tires into temperature.
Yeah, it's just one of those tracks. It's just one of those tracks. And why is the server is now frozen? Oh, there we go. Oh, what's in knife for sort? Look, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. 30 degrees in the knife for the guys. It is. We're going with it.
Don't be scared, lads. Don't be scared. It's only a bit of dark.
Talking about anything that can go wrong does go wrong.
10 seconds.
This is the epitome of it now. Brilliant, brilliant. But a night race in Misano, you can't go too wrong with that either.
Oh, what's happened there?
What the hell is going? The session's ended. What the fuck? All I can do is laugh because I don't know what the fuck is going on here. What the fuck is going on? It's set up for 60 minutes to race.
Green light. Give it all you can.
Loads of people got caught out by the looks of it. Are you actually for real? What is?
Right, let me just put my stream onto the waiting stream for the time being.
Yeah, this is crazy. Go to break.
with.
We're racing.
You sure with the grid positions?
They're staying there. They're happy enough with it. So at the minute,
have you come out of it? Is it closed?
No, the guys are racing. We're live on stream now, and Marco is leading. The guys are happy enough to race with it. They didn't want to reset again, so we're just going to go with it for this week. It's been crazy, but definitely these little things will be definitely earned out for next week, 100%. So we're on with Matt Rasley at the minute here, Chris.
Okay, so we are back my end, I believe.
Brilliant. So welcome back, everyone. It has been a crazy race in terms of the servers just being all over the place, but at the minute we've all the faster guys at the back. They've started from the pits, so for them it's going to be an interesting start. In terms of what's happening on track at the minute there, Chris, at the minute Espiauto is about 1.5 seconds clear of Hancock, who is in second position, but Gary Smith is all over the back of Oliver Anderson here, and Chico's right at the back of him as well.
Yeah, I think some of these are also going to have to work their way through. It's been a bit of a pot of luck, hasn't it, with the reset of the server?
Yeah,
so,
100%.
Yeah, this is going to make some interesting racing today.
Yeah, look, it's not the start we wanted, but unfortunately these things do happen. I'm not going to cry too much about it. But yeah, it's going to make for us. It's going to make great racing for us because we're going to have the faster guys jumping through. So it's just one of those things, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I said, there's an hour to go yet, and I feel like these people are going to work their way through. So, like, they're going to have some interesting racing. Let's hopefully people keep it clean, and let's look at a fun, enjoyable race.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I'm going to do here now as well is do that for you. And yes, so I'm going to set up now as well. One more thing. Pull that out of the way. It's all happening here today now with the restarts of everything. And we are I think, into this. Grand, so we're still on with Gary. So Gary looks like he has now got the move done on Oliver. He's 1.2 seconds clear, but Chico's stuck right behind him there, Chris.
Yeah, I think they're in... what cars are they both driving? Yeah, I imagine this move would be done down the straight. Chico's going to have a lot of straight line speed in that Merc in comparison. I believe there's about a 6 kilometre difference between the two.
Oh, wow.
So Chico has got the benefit that he is a quick driver, and I do believe he'll be able to stay close. So let's wait till they get on the straight, and I think he will make that move happen.
Yeah, well, look, with the pace that he has in comparison with Oliver, there's about nearly a second in a lap difference. So it just depends how hard Oliver can defend for this one. But Gary now is all over the back of Baz as well.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to see a lot of overtakes, I think, happen here. What we need to ask for is obviously just make sure they keep it clean in the process.
That's exactly it. But Gary is doing a phenomenal job. He's got by Baz handy enough now. He's 9.6 seconds clear of Ransley. Oliver is 3. Well, actually, he's all over the back of Baz here as well. So Chico is being impeded everywhere he goes, and Oliver goes around the outside. They're going to go 3 wide.
Oh, yeah, this is Chico's opportunity. Oh, he's taking a bit of damage there, but it shouldn't be too much. But Chico needs to get these moves made. He's going to start losing time behind Gary as Gary now stretches his legs.
Yeah, he's doing a great job now. So Chico really does need to get by Oliver because he's now nearly 3 seconds off Gary as well, and I know that's going to be his main fight today. So for him, I do feel quite bad at the minute. Looking, Espito now is nearly 5 seconds clear out in front, fastest lap at 1:35.170 at the present moment in time.
Well, we do know with Espirito, I mean, he set a very good qualifying time, so him out front now, the other ones need to get a move on to start trying to close back in on him.
100%. And I think this is going to be the moment where he needs just to get his head down now and be patient. Oliver will defend like a good thing, but he just has to... Like, Misano is actually quite hard to really pass on as well. There's not a load of opportunities, really.
No. What Chico needs to do here is stay close between this first sector now. if he doesn't get the move done down here, which is a little bit hard, he needs to stay close to when he goes down the straight and take him into the hairpin. He has got the straight line, and we do know he's about a second quicker a lap, so he needs to be patient and then just weigh up this first sector. Don't be too greedy and just try and close in on the back end. That when the straight comes around, he's there to then use the slipstream and that extra straight line speed off the Merc to then try and make the move.
Yeah, 100%. There won't be any more. I don't know. I'm just looking. The Mercedes is fast, and it's fast when he's free air, but the Mac is so good in the corners. It's putting Chico off, because where Chico then is going faster, he's letting back off, and then he's losing that gap again. I think Chico's going to be stuck here for a little while.
Yeah, if he's got to be clever about it, and he's got to think smart about it, and I think he's just taking a bit of damage as well. So, like you said, he just needs to try and get to the back of him, and when he does, don't get impatient with it. He needs to wait for the right moment. He needs to just sit there until that right opportunity comes to make the overtake.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Having a look here now. He's getting so close, but it's just not playing ball for him.
He might still have the opportunity. He still might have the opportunity down the inside. So, yeah, see, like, he would have taken a warning there as well.
Yeah.
Anderson, when you run wide there, there's always a warning. There's not much you can do about it. So it's things like that you're just looking at, and when you're following close, you've got to look at that line, thinking, hang on a minute, he's going wide there. There's a good chance he's taking a warning there. Mm-hmm. Is he going to have to start being careful and start easing off at certain corners?
100%. As Hansen is in the pits. Hansen's in, Baz is in. I know he was probably in fixing a bit of damage, and Gary's up and out to 4th position. He's after getting the move done on Ransley.
Yes, very good at overtaking Gary. And saying he going back to what we're saying, they're just applying that patience and putting your car in a good solid position to make that move stick. Oh, and it looks like Ransley's just gone a bit wide.
100%. And Stacey's just in my stream there. Stacey, unfortunately, yeah, we reset the server, and the guys just were getting impatient and didn't want to restart the server again. So unfortunately, I think just 2 drivers have missed out, yourself being one of them. I do apologise, Stacey. I'm still going to be giving away a team shirt, so you could be in for that later on. And none of these issues will be in the next server there. Just when we tried to restart the other server, it just kept glitching and there's nothing we could do. We had to set up a new server, and then the time limits just were all over the place with it. So I do apologise, but it's always the teething problems of a league starting out, unfortunately. Sorry about that. But back to the race here now. I can see Chico now is up into 6th position. He's still Oliver.
Move though, as he's stuck in it at the time being. He's sort of locked into that position and unable to make the move.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. But he's doing a good job. Like, I think he just has to bide his time. I think he knows he's not just going to bully and get by because Oliver is so fast in the corners. I think he's just going to have to wait and try do an overcut or undercut, or else hope that Oliver makes a mistake.
100%, and that's a big part of racing at the moment. I think where Chico what he needs to do now as a driver is apply patience and not get frustrated. Because if that frustration comes in, that's when you start making mistakes, that's when you start burning your tyres, and that's when you can start maybe getting in an accident. You just literally need to settle in, keep it trying to apply the pressure, but, you know, be patient with where he's at, and the opportunity will arise for him.
No, 100%.
There you go, you can see here, look how much closer he is now. He's a lot better on the brakes, it is to Merc as well, compared to the McLaren, so he might be able to make this around the outside because it's so much better on the brakes.
Oliver's fighting back though, he's not giving up at all.
Just look at the inside though. Chico will try and use the brakes here of the Merc to try and make that move stick.
This is lovely racing. I think there was a little touch there, but nothing too bad.
Fantastic racing from both fought hard, both kept it clean. And ultimately, that's some great driving from both drivers.
Yeah, fair play to them.
He could be desperate now to close in on Gary.
Oh yeah, that's in his head there. That's all he's looking at.
Yeah. What's he got? It's 3 seconds, 3.7 seconds. So, yeah, he'll be wanting to close that up now.
But he's doing all right. But I tell you one thing, Oliver's sticking with him as well.
Well, it's great to see. You know what? It's great to see Oliver at the Lexus in a car, which just makes him a bit more competitive and really seeing his true pace.
Yeah, he does have he's silly pace there, but like the fastest lap there, looking into clear, Marco is 134.8. I know Chico can do better than 135.9. I definitely know Gary can do better than 135.1. I think once these kind of get through the back markers that they shouldn't have supposed been in there anyway, that then we're going to see the true pace of them guys.
I wouldn't surprise me that the fastest lap today will be a low 34.
Yeah.
So I do think there's more to come from these cars yet. So let's wait and see. I do think you'll start seeing these go quicker as the race goes on.
100%. Now looking here as well, like it's kind of spread out a little bit there now. Anderson is the closest to it. Hannick and Pedro and all have gone into the pits and done a pit stop there. So they're out of position. Ransley's after having a bit of a moment. We'll go back to 15 seconds to have a look at what happened. He might have just went off the track, but it was a yellow flag for a second. Maybe he just ran too wide. Yes, massive understeer.
Ooh.
I think that's what happens when you go on the marbles, Chris.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, it's such a tough track, and it's all about the flow. I mean, I'm interested to see how Luca Mari's doing. I mean, he's running a decent pace.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's averaging what, a 134.6 at the minute. He was in the pits, so he's literally just on a recovery mission now as well, I think, at this stage.
Was he caught up in an accident at the beginning? I obviously would have missed. I think I missed out if he was.
Yeah,
was
so
he's pitted early.
He was definitely in an accident. He was in for 51 seconds.
Right. Okay then. Yeah. So he's the second quickest man on track at the moment. So I'm interested to see how that race comes back to him.
Yeah, well, at the pace that he's doing, yeah, he's a 134.6, so he's probably one of the fastest. So it probably is the fastest on track at the minute. Last lap around, he is.
Yeah, so this race is going to come back. This race is going to come back to him. I'm interested when we go back through the pit stop routine where he's going to come out.
It's going to be quite interesting. I'm wondering, will anyone else pit there as well? Because I can't see if it's mandatory pits or not.
It would have come up at the top, so no, not if it's not come up.
But Mari is doing a great job there. So while Mari's doing that, I'm going to jump back on with Polomeni, who's in last position at the minute in the Aston Martin. Now looking at Polomeni as well, he was in the pits, so he must have had quite a bit of damage there as well, but was back out and going.
But it's always good to see him getting back and carrying on.
Oh, 100%. And Hansen's doing a grand job then in 10th position. His fastest lap was his last lap at 139.397. So he's just getting his head back down, I think, and he'll slowly improve those lap times as well, because he definitely had a lot more time in it than that.
Yeah, 100%. And I find with Hansen as well, as the race goes on, he's very good at sort of understanding where to improve as he goes around. So yeah, I think that's from the start of the race to the end of the race, I think you will see a general improvement from him as he starts working out the track a bit more.
100%. And looking at Gary, he's 17 seconds off Holloway now. And Chico's only 4 seconds behind him, so Gary's going to be keeping an eye on that. Chico was nearly half a second quicker last lap than Gary, so that's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Marco and Luca Mora, they both look quick, but you're seeing Chico now in open air. He's starting to open up his legs, and yeah, he seems to be closing in.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to peel his way to Gary. Now, the thing about it is, we know Gary is a wily old fox as well. He can definitely defend like an absolute trooper.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't surprise me if he's trying to conserve his tyres as well.
I would say so. I would definitely say so.
It just wouldn't surprise me if he sat there now, obviously wanting to go quicker, but he's more concentrating on keeping it smooth and trying to keep them tyres in the window.
Well, he's doing quite a good job at present, though, in fairness to him. Because we know the Macca can suffer a little bit compared to the Mercedes. I think the Mercedes is quite kind on its tyres.
Yeah, and I think this is where the conserving of the tyres are coming into it. I mean, I'd be interested to see, especially with the type of track it is and what it's like for drive-throughs and track warnings, who's going to change tyres and who's going to risk it.
Yeah, 100%. 100% there. Murray, though, is still flying out there. He's still one of the fastest out there. But last lap, our race leader, Marco, 134.485 from him.
He's absolutely flying, isn't he?
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant stuff there. And it looks like Baz is telling me my stream looks like a PowerPoint presentation. Fair play. Sure, look, it has to be done. It has to be done. I'm going to put loads of other stuff and your face onto it, Baz, for the next one, I think. I think that is definitely the way forward. I'm very interested. Chico's in the last lap alone has pulled about half a second, but then Gary seems to be a lot stronger in the mid sector.
Yeah, but we still would understand what tactics people got on. I mean, are people going with light fuel loads? Are people going to change tyres? So I think we don't know what the strategies are of all these cars yet as well. So that might also explain some of it. I mean, Chico might decide that he wants to change tyres and he wants to go with half fuel, and Gary might have filled up. So, you know, I'd be interested to see where people come out after the pits here.
Absolutely. Holloway's after jumping into the pits there now.
Nice and early.
That is nice and early, getting out of the way.
I'm surprised he pitted when he did, because for me, if you're in open air like that, unless you have to come in, stay out. Because you don't know where you're going to come out and who you're going to get stuck behind, or potentially even back markers. You got to get past back markers. It's all time lost. Yeah. So why are you in open air? Stay in open air.
100%. As Hannick here is going by Ransley.
Good move.
I think that was quite the textbook to overtake there. The other car runs a little bit wide. He calls the inside line, but he's going into the pits.
Oh, he's going into the pits. Oh no, he's pulled over.
There is a bit of damage on the side of that car, right?
Surprised he stopped though. As he has like connection issues, maybe.
Possibly, yeah, because he's not moving anywhere.
I mean, you think he would have gone into the pit otherwise?
Yeah. Oh, Lucas. Worst admin race ever. Yeah, Lucas, I apologise. The servers, it was actually a server glitch in the end of it. I do apologise about that there. There's not much more I can do on that tonight with this one, but obviously next races going forward don't have that. But I do understand the frustration with a few drivers tonight with this. Back on Espioto now is coming over the back marker Ransley at the minute. So Espioto is flying out there in that Mercedes. Gary is 38 seconds off him though. I think that's quite a fetch for Gary, unless you know, Espioto still has the pit.
Yeah, but again, we don't know if tyre changes and stuff like that. If Gary doesn't change his tyre, don't change tyres, and Espioto does, then, you know, all of a sudden that time comes back down.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, the last lap from Gary looked a lot stronger as well. He looks like he's picking up the pace as well. I think it was the 34.8. His last lap was actually, you know, near enough the same sort of pace as Espioto for the last lap.
Unbelievable stuff. He was actually 0.01 faster last lap round.
Yeah, so he's really getting to grips with the track now, isn't he? Which, like we said, I think with Gary, once he gets to grip a bit, we'll start seeing that pace come.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And Chico is not exactly on their level yet. He's his fastest lap is a 134.850, but at the minute he's lapping in the 135.0s. So he is actually losing a little bit of time to them at present.
Yeah, I mean, what's the gap between them at the moment? 3.5 seconds between Gary and Chico.
It's gone down to 2.7 seconds now, but whether it stays like that, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting how that gap goes. Oh, there you go, he runs a bit wide there. This is where you don't want to run wide there.
He's got away with it, so Chico, though, is going to start getting held up by that soon enough unless he gets by, and it's in the car ahead now. The back marker is in the same machine. Will he get out quickly for him now is the question.
You'd like to hope so, wouldn't you? You'd like to hope so. You're not part of this battle, and when you got second and third place so close together, I mean, you'd like to think people sort of just move out the way for you, and you're in a battle here. Let's not get involved.
Oh, 100%. But he's getting out of the way. That's great to see.
It worked out really well there. I think Chico caught him at a really good time there down that straight, and that allowed Hansen to move over, without losing too much time.
Well, let's say, but he can't afford to lose time if he's trying to fight that man ahead, Mr. Gary Smith.
No, and he can't. And like I said, they seem to be getting their foot down at the moment. And Luca Mari, he's obviously still catching up as well. He's up to 5th place.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job. Absolutely phenomenal job there. But it goes to show though, like the fast-paced guys, even with the glitch at the start, they're able to get through and then work their way up to where they should be and keep fighting.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what this is showing us. This is showing us it's going to be a really good season. You seem to have 4 drivers there at the top who are really going to push each other by the looks of it.
It's definitely looking like it's going to be a very close season, and I suppose as it progresses as well, we can guarantee there won't be any more issues for the guys, but hopefully with other guys joining in as well, I hope that everyone has somewhere to battle, whether it's at the top or at the lower end of the field as well. It's great to see a good mix of drivers in and getting those hard races.
Well, do you know what, mate? It's your very first race in ACC doing the league. You've got 12 drivers here. I think it was 20 signed up. That's a great start to it, innit? And now it's going. You like to think that it will grow, and you naturally get more influx of drivers in.
Oh yeah, look, it'll grow over time. That's absolutely it. It's all a learning curve for myself starting out with this one, but I've absolute faith with the quality of drivers that's out there at the minute. I have absolute faith that it will grow.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I agree with you 100% there.
No, so just looking here at the telemetry, at the minute, the Chico's now only 1.9 seconds off Gary, so he's really after catching up with Gary there now.
It looks like Chico might not have had that quick lap, but I feel like he's consistently quicker, Joe. And I think he has been for a while. Once he got into free air, I feel like he's been into 34s more often than not.
I agree, Chris, to be honest with you. I'm just looking here. It's going to be interesting as well. Holloway looks like he's catching as well with Pedro there for a second, but I don't know whether it was just a bad lap from Pedro a few laps ago, but looks like there's actually good races developing throughout the whole grid now at the minute, thankfully.
And and I think the story of this race is still developing as well, which is nice to see. I'm very interested to see how this will maybe look in, I'd say, 20 minutes' time.
Yeah, I think once everyone gets the pit, then we'll get the full proper story of where we are.
Yeah, and very interesting where that's going to be. The pit stop here is quite a long pit. Also, the entrance seems to go on forever. So, yeah, just getting that right can gain and lose you quite a lot of time in its own right.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you reckon, though, with Anderson, can he hold on to 4th position?
My gut feeling is that Luca Mari is going to come through. Is my gut feeling. There's still, what's that? There's still 35 minutes to go.
We'll have a look what happened here. Is that the sausage carb?
Yeah, he's really tried eating that, hasn't he? And it's just kicked him out.
Oh, I think he was a little bit too greedy that time around. But look, it happened myself and Chico earlier on in the practice serve. We were in Meston, and it happened both of us right exactly the same place he done it.
Yeah, it's the thing about ACC is that you can take curves, but if you just get that little bit too greedy, there's no saving it. It really does spit you out.
Oh, it spits out and lets you know how humble it is to be spinning.
Been there, done that enough times, mate.
I'm the king of it. I'm the king of it at this stage.
Yeah, I feel like they can be a bit more greedier into that corner. But again, this is just experience or understanding. Like I find with Misano on entrance, you really can eat the corners. But this is just from experience of driving the lap and understanding that it's a really odd track. On exit, it's really strict, but on entrance, you really want to get up and over these curbs and, really chew them up a lot more than you imagine.
Oh, 100%. But the thing about it is, some cars can chew up those corners and can chew up those curbs.
Around Misano, I think you find that most can.
Yeah.
Give you an idea, when I did the track guide, I did it in the old McLaren. And you do drive over them.
Yeah, I think the Porsche is the car that I had a horrible experience with here when was racing the Porsche. I just found it couldn't eat carbs at all. The way the Macca, I think, eats them lovely, the Mercedes, but the Aston Martin normally, most of the time, can really chew them up.
Yeah, but you did choose to pick the Porsche. That's your own doing.
Yeah, but, you know, it's all about having fun. For me, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, lots of little mini parties in the pits, mate, as you're fixing the damage.
Could be worse. It could have went and got 3 drive-thrus in a V12 Aston. That's all I'll say. That was a horrible experience. But on with Chico here now. So he's down to 1.4 seconds. He hasn't really pulled it in, Gary, the way I was expecting it. But yeah, look, it's a long race to go. See, Gary's very seasoned, and Chico knows that. And Chico doesn't have the experience Gary has, but Chico definitely has pace.
Oh, yeah, look, like saying, going back to what I was saying before, this is all about not getting frustrated now. So he's found the pace. The pace is there or thereabouts where Gary is. You know, there's plenty of time to go. You might struggle closing it, but if he can make half a second up, it gets into slipstream. And I think at that point, he will really rein him in.
Absolutely. I think once he gets in, as you say, within, say, half a second or that'll be the end of it.
Well, I think you find, yeah, once he gets to the second and he's in that slipstream, so he's 0.4 off here. I think if he can just close in that a little bit more, I think what you find is he'll really start closing in on him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. See, I've never drove the Merc to understand how quick it is in a straight line properly.
Quick, and it's really good on brakes.
Is it like a Porsche on brakes?
Yeah, it's really the strong part of the Merc I find is the initial power, getting the power out, the straight line speed. You can chew curves in the front engine, and it's really good on brakes. So the way it's going to be a bit weaker is through the sweeping corners. So that's where the McLaren's going to be strong around here. But let's say sector 1, where it's a couple of hard braking areas, I think you'll find that the Merc can actually close in them particular areas.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say in the next, half an hour left in this race.
There you go. Look, he's in the second now. So yeah, 0.9. So I think you'll start seeing him close in now.
And the thing for Gary is as well, how are his tyres going here as well? Because I know Gary sometimes doesn't get on with this car as much as I'm expecting he should.
I think the thing with Gary, he has a driving style, and he was trying to drive the Merc to his driving style. I think what he's learned, sort of back end of last season and pre-season, is that there's a way to drive the McLaren, and he has to adapt to drive the car how he wants to be driven.
Yeah.
And what's happening now, I think he's now getting more comfortable with the car. Now he's got on top of that aspect of it.
Okay.
Because you can't fight the McLaren. You find with a lot of cars, you can really fight them. So you can fight them in the corners, you can fight them on the brakes, you can get rough and tumble with the car as such. With the McLaren, it's so precise. So under braking, you really have to get your lines right. If you miss a corner, there's no pulling it back in. And there's real style to the McLaren, which is different than a lot of other cars. And once you get to grips with that, you're away. And I drove the Ferrari the other day, for example, at where was we? Silverstone. And I really noticed the difference in the turning between the Ferrari and the McLaren.
I think the McLaren is a very, very easy car to drive. Like, I'm coming from the Porsche to it, and I just think it's so easy to drive. I tried jumping back into the Aston, and I was finding slight understeer again. And I remember that was kind of the feeling I had the first time round. So it's very hard to go from a rear engine, mid engine car back to a front engine straight away.
Yeah, the tendency of a front engine car is that they will understeer in comparison.
Yeah.
So I suffer with that with the Aston, the M4, the Merc. When I first jump in them, that's a massive thing I struggle with when I first get back in it. They all feel like they massively understeer for me.
100%. I think Ramsey just had a moment there. We'll go back 15 seconds. I have a feeling it's the curb as well at turn 1. No, he just ran wide. That's a interesting line. We're going to jump back on with Chico though, because he's only half a second. I think it is 0.4 of a second off Mr. Smith now.
The issue they got here is obviously desperate to get the move done, but Marco out front is pulling away every single lap now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine you make the move now.
Gary's doing what he can. There's not much he can do. Chico's going for the inside. Gary's squeezing him.
Oh.
That McLaren in the straight line's a beast.
It's not. It's that sweeping corner, mate. That's where Chico would have lost the time. He went in so tight, and the McLaren's so good around that particular type of corner.
Yeah.
That's how Gary's defending. That's why he squeezed him, you see.
It's like the McLaren Formula 1 car showed into a mid-high speed corner, it flies.
Yeah, that same characteristic runs throughout their GT3 cars as well.
I'd say it's so frustrating for Chico. At the minute, I'd say he's reveling in the battle, but also thinking, right, I need to get by, I need to get ahead, I need to move forward.
Yeah, I think the frustrating thing for both of them here will be they are losing time now, both of them, to the car in front. And sometimes if the car in front of you is running, give or take the pace you can do, just sit in.
This is very interesting now. 42.1, as you're saying, Chris, though, they are dropping time every single lap fighting.
Yep. Sometimes, like say, if they could just sit in and do similar times, then let's not lose too much time to the car up front. But maybe they're there thinking that they can't catch him now anyway, so this is what they're fighting for.
Wow. I'm just loving how they're both going for different lines.
Yeah, so Cheeky's also gone for the late apex there, Andy, to try and get the run out. And Gary's obviously closed the inside to make sure you can go underneath him.
Is Chico going to try and throw it up the inside and go late braking? He's going to go for the outside.
You can see it getting a bit wobbly though there. See him fighting it. Look, he's just falling back a little bit there.
It looks like he lost about 3/10 there because of that corner.
Yeah, the front give out on him. You can see it wobble.
Yeah.
You see it just give out on him.
Wow. Further back though, Hansen now is about 7 seconds off Ransley as well. So Hansen is starting to get the times in. He was 3 seconds faster last lap alone, and nearly 7 seconds faster than Holloway. So Holloway had a bad last lap.
Yeah, it might look like they're fighting there as well. As you can see, I don't know how far. See right behind the car in front.
That's Chico and Gary.
Oh wow! So they've got past him. That's where he's lost his time. Then, by the looks of it, he's obviously moved over.
Yeah.
This could be a race-long battle. This, by the looks of it.
Absolutely, it's crazy. And I just made a decision. I'm going to give any driver who obviously didn't get in, I'm going to give them the points then for the other positions, just so they're not losing out on points due to what happened.
Yeah, I think that's actually a very good and very fair decision, to be fair. Especially if they've attempted to be here, then...
No, absolutely, they deserve the points either way, and at least then they're not getting too impeded in terms of at least not losing too many points compared to any other driver.
Could even point them on where they qualified.
Oh no, 100%, wherever they qualify, that's the points I'm going to give them.
Yeah.
And move forward from that.
Yeah, you can't... I mean, you're trying to be fair, and there's a way of applying the points and who gets how much points. There's all in here for qualifying, so yeah, doing it that way seems a very fair outcome.
Yeah, so I'll give them after, so at least that way they haven't lost out. I know they didn't get to race tonight and enjoy it, and I feel bad especially for Lucas Hanek and Stacey and of course Alpha, because they were in the first server as well, so it's just quite annoying. But Chico, speaking of annoying, must be getting annoyed at this stage. He knows he has the pace to get by, but it's just the nature of this track. It's very, very difficult to overtake. And you might look at the track map at the bottom right there and think, oh, there's a few straights, it should be easy. It's really not. It's
not, but it's also what's leading to them straights, though, and what type of corners are going to them straights, and aero wash, tyres heating up, general tyre wear now, we're 25 minutes into this race. So, yeah, keeping close to some of these cars in front, it gets difficult at times. Yeah, as you were saying, but we're actually 36.5 minutes into the race, and
I'd say the tyres are starting to go through that graining phase. It's a unique thing that's really happened in 1.9, that the tyres, I think nearly in all cars, any car I've drove anyway, it seems to die after about the 30-35 minute mark, but they do come back then.
Yeah, I find you get to 40 minutes, they're dead. You might have to work your way through that phase. And at that point, it just depends on how you've been on your tyres. If you've been a bit rough with them, then sometimes it's just worth changing them. If you feel like you conserved them, then yeah, they will come back to you later on in the race.
And I wonder just how much conserving is Chico doing compared to Gary here.
The biggest issue I find with Chico, because he's so close, if he's getting aero wash, is he sliding?
Yeah.
And at which point is that killing these tyres?
To be honest with you, I don't know, but I'm just looking here at Mari is driving very, very smooth. You don't see any sliding out of this Ferrari here at all.
No, he's doing very well, and I'm interested to see if he can close in on these two up front, because they're fighting so much and he's setting quick times. And remember, he has already pitted.
Yeah.
So the gap's not that big. So if these two out front keep fighting like they're doing, you might find that Mari might end up passing through the pitting stage.
100%. And talking of sliding there, Oliver's getting a little bit sideways on the exits there, so I'm just wondering, is his tyres starting to die as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, what I find with the McLaren when the tyres start going, it's still very much drivable, but it will just start. You do feel that slide that little bit more, especially on exit, because it's so twitchy on exit anyway, that you're just having to delay that little bit more on exit of the car.
Yeah, 100%. Chico, look how close he's getting. Oh,
He wants that position, doesn't he? He wants that position.
he really does, but Gary is not having any of it, and he's not the kind of person to get freaked out by a car on his bumper all race long either. He has that experience.
Yeah, I still think Mari is going to take these in the pit stage by the looks of it.
Looking at the time delta now, definitely. But looking at Ransley here, Ransley's now coming back up towards Hansen, so he's doing a great job and a great recovery.
That's fantastic recovery drive, yeah.
4 points, as I say, 4.6 has gone down to 4.2, so it's flying down all the time.
Yeah, this is going to turn into another good fight, I reckon, on the track.
Oh, 100%.
Is that Holloway just in front? No, that's Hansen, isn't it?
That is Hansen just in front there as well, yeah. So that's who he's fighting, is Hansen. He's 4.1 seconds off now.
Oh, right, yeah, he's got Luke and Mari between them, hasn't he? Working his way through the back markers.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Chico though, third position, still trying to get by there, 0.4 of a second. I'm just surprised though, in a straight line, the McLaren is not really dropping too much in terms of overall top end either.
Well, he'd be losing it here, but because of that sweeping corner here and then here again, this is Gary's saving grace. So them two corners there is where Gary is being able to hold it, and if Chico can't get alongside Gary, mainly on the inside. And when I say inside, I mean like middle of the road, not up against the curb.
Yeah.
He's going to struggle making that stick.
That's unbelievable.
But these two are so caught up in their fighting, is that they're actually going to lose positions.
Yeah, looking at Mari now, he's about 14 seconds still. So, to be fair, Oliver's still doing, I honestly think Oliver's doing a stellar job, because he's kept Mari now in around the 14-second mark for quite a few laps.
All right, well, you know what we can look up here?
So that is super interesting.
Right, so the average pit length.
Oh, Paredo's just having a big spin there.
No.
Let's go back and see what happened. Was it the curve? He ran too wide, I bet you. Oh no! He absolutely clobbered that. It looked like Ransley. It was Ransley that he clobbered into.
Oh no!
And that's
So
how Go on.
to give you an idea, the pit length here, without stopping, is 40 seconds.
Wow.
So you got a 40-second pit length from entrance to exit, and then you got to put your time of fuel tire change on top of that.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So it is quite a long pit lane here. So Yeah, Gary and Chico, I think you're going to be careful here because they're going to lose a lot of places if they're a bit too busy fighting.
I feel so bad for Ramsey. He's now dropped to 10th position. Oh, sorry, Polomami gone down to 10th. Oh, no, it is Ramsey in 10th position. Polomami's just after getting by, but I think it's only to unlap himself. But you got to think he's now 16 seconds off a race that he was less than 4 seconds off. He's after losing 12 seconds and gaining damage there. That is super, super tough for him.
It's very tough. And has he pitted already?
Ransley, I'm pretty sure, has. And I'll go back to it. Actually, no, he hasn't.
Right, so it's a saving grace there, Randy. If he gets in now and fixes that, hopefully he can get back out.
Well, he'll still be ahead of Polomami, obviously with the lap difference at the minute there. So obviously Polomami had a really bad start to the race, but has kept it going. Wow, I feel so bad for him. And Pedro there, we'll have an interesting look at that in the student room later on anyway.
Have we got people in the pits, have we?
At the minute, we actually have none of the active racers in the pits, no. There is just, I think Baz has given up as well as Hanek that time.
Ah, right, okay.
But that's understandable. As I say, they'll get looked after points anyway afterwards. Gary now is after losing the position to Chico. Let's go back and get a replay of that.
Yeah, it looks like Chico's made a good move there somewhere.
We'll go back to the replay. Oh, Gary's ran wide.
Yeah. That's that corner we're talking about. It's really hard to get that right. You're hard braking, trail braking into the apex there. It's so easy to miss it.
Wow. Do you reckon that's just the pressure of the race for about 43 minutes now?
Yeah, there is an element of that, but that corner...
He's coming back!
Oh.
That is brilliant racing.
Well done, lads. Nice and clean. He's flashing. He's got the tether flash going.
Oh, that was super close. That's the kind of race we like to see. Literally.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gary will want that position back. He won't be happy that he's missed that apex, and he's basically given away that position due to a mistake he's made.
This is crazy.
Especially after defending so well for so long.
Yeah, like oof. I felt like it's just been the Gary and Chico show tonight, being honest. That's where the close battle has been. It's been absolutely epic all race so far.
And great fighting here.
Unless Marco decides to stop for a cup of tea, though, I don't think he's going to be losing tonight.
No, I think, unless Marco makes a mistake, I think that's it. But like I say, my main thing here is that I actually see Chico, Gary falling behind Oliver and Luca Murray. I think Oliver still needs to pit, though, doesn't he? But I think they've lost too much time now in this battle that they're actually going to drop another position anyway.
I'm starting to feel now.
If I was Gary now, I'd pit.
Yeah, just to get it done with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be pitting now just to get out of this fight. You're losing too much time here fighting. I think what's happening here now, you're getting a little bit narrow-minded now with the car in front of you. And I think they should step back, get that pit out of done. Try and get out of this fight and just get some clean laps in.
Yeah. Wowzers. So you're seeing two different lines. Chico keeps taking the wider line even through the other corners. Gary can take it much tighter, carrying a bit more speed.
Yes, yeah. Chico's going to want to get hard on the brakes, get the car rotated and accelerate out. Gary, on the flip side, is going to want to carry as much apex speed as possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you find as well, he might be accelerating in a higher gear just to try and keep the rear end in shape, basically, in the McLaren.
Absolutely. How you doing, Twisted? All I see is potato in the old comments there, obviously, because I'm Irish.
The potato.
Potato. But Twisted, this is what the racing's all about. Twisted races in the Formula 1. This is ACC, and for me, it's hard to choose which one is better. But at the minute, this race and battle here has been crazy as Gary gets a little bit squirrely there on the curb. Did you see that?
Yeah. I'm interested to see now, Chico. He's not right behind to see if Chico can now break away a little bit, that he's not having to defend at every corner.
I don't
You can see him
know.
here just slowly pulling away here now. Look, he's just had that little bit of a breather now. And the difference is that, saying the McLaren, it doesn't have the straight line speed, and where Chico was able to pull back in under slipstream, Gary won't have that same advantage.
No, exactly. And I'm just looking here. So Luca is now only 10 seconds off Anderson. So he's after pulling in 4 seconds in about, what, 2 or 3 minutes since we last looked?
Yeah.
So-
But like I said, it's been a dark night today. I think Luca Murray, where he started at the early pit,
Yeah.
but I still think he's going to finish strong today once the pits are all done.
Yeah, it's looking that way. And I'm fairly sure there actually is no mandatory pit for whatever reason in the server. I'm pretty sure someone said that earlier on. But you have to think about it. Gary, Chico all actually started in the pits. So they would have lost that pit time anyway. I'm just looking at that there. So the only people not to pit is actually the race leader and then Ransley in 9th.
Right, there's no mandatory pit stop either. I can't imagine any of these are going to go in the pit.
No. So I think that's where that is. So even if there was, the guys would have effectively served that anyway.
Well, normally if there's a mandatory pit stop, they would still have to go and serve it.
Even if it starts in the pits, they don't count it off,
Yeah.
no? Okay.
No, they would have to go and serve it.
Well, that's quite annoying. I don't think I've ever had to start in the pits at a race start. Maybe I did. Oh, I did actually once. I'll never forget it as long as I live. For no reason, I was sitting on the grid with the engine started and it kicked me straight into the pits.
At least something you can do, mate.
Absolutely. I was Gary and Chico into the pits as we say that.
There we are. Then. So their mandatory stop. They might be doing their mandatory stop because it's obviously part of the championship.
Okay. Or is the drive-thrus, I wonder?
Oh yeah, could be
Did both of them get drive-thrus?
together. That is so funny.
And look for Oliver Anderson's going to jump up into second. Oh no, he's not. He's too far back. Oh, he can sniff a podium. The
Think
guys are
about it,
sticking
though,
out of the
now.
pits.
What you got to take into account now is that the tyres would have cooled down going through the pits, and are never quite the same after a drive through the tyres.
Oh, Anderson literally. Anderson got ahead of Gary.
In front of Gary.
Oh wow.
Just watch out for a little bit of sliding of these two cars now they've gone through the pit.
Oh wow, their brakes and tires would have dropped in temp there. And Anderson likes to defend. We've seen how long it took them to get by first time round.
Defends very well as well, very clean. Jerry must be so frustrating for Gary now, where he was running in that second position. He's dropped that position to Chico, and now he's lost another one due to a drive through.
Wow.
He wouldn't have given up now, though. Do you know what I mean? He's still got 10 minutes to pull this back.
Oh, absolutely. Anything can happen in 10 minutes. And Twist.
Is that Luca Murray behind him?
That
The
is
Ferrari.
Luca.
Yes, the Ferrari, the double headlights.
Luca is only 7.1 seconds off
There he
Gary.
is. It's got a very distinctive front to the car, that one.
Yeah. This is getting to be a tasty, tasty little race here.
Oh, yes. So now, Chico, as he's got in front of Oliver, can imagine he's going to pull away now. But these next three, this really good closing.
This is quite interesting now. And Twist as well is asking, can he participate in ACC with his sheep? He's from Wales, I suppose. What do you expect? But
Isn't it AC, the one with sheep you can drive around in?
yeah, actually, that's true. You actually can. Wow, I'm actually shocked at this. Oliver Anderson up in third position. Gary's
Great
very
drive.
close behind him.
And you know what? Oliver Anderson, he's going to be desperate for that podium, isn't he? He's gonna fight tooth and nail.
Absolutely. And why
And so
not?
he should. And so he should.
Yeah.
So he's there on credit, though, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So,
Wow, I can't believe the two guys got a drive through at the same time.
so we said, didn't we, drive-through ball player factors today.
Wow. What can Oliver do? Luca Murray now 6.5 seconds. He's starting. Gary, I think, really needs to clear Oliver if he doesn't want to be caught.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Chico not by much, but you can see him just starting to just edge away now.
Yeah, he's 1.5 seconds clear.
Yeah, and he's just going to edge it a little bit. And like I say, as Oliver's fallen out the slipstream there, he'll just start dropping back that a little bit more now. And if Gary wants to fight for second place, he really needs to get past. But like we know, but that's going to be easier said than done, getting past Oliver.
100%. Oliver's going wide. I think Oliver's feeling the pressure now. He knows what's at stake.
Oh, the rear there. You can see him sliding there. He's pushing it. He's pushing. Now, which way do you go? Which way do you go? He's just going to sit in here, Gary, I think.
He's done the right thing. It's not a corner to try overtake.
No. What he wants now, he wants to get in close and overtake him down to that hairpin. This is what he's thinking now. So there might be an opportunity into the tight right up here, if you're close enough.
Yeah.
You can pass there at a push, but what Gary's thinking is, let's get right in behind. Here you go, nice, good exit. He's missed the apex a little bit there, Gary, but this is where he wants to take him now. He's fallen away a little bit, I think, by the looks of that.
Yeah, he's fallen back, but also Luca now is under the 6 second mark.
We'll say this is going to become a three-way battle, isn't it, by the looks of it? I imagine it will do before the end of the race. And Luca's going to be pushing, isn't he? Still sitting, look at that, 34.6 last lap, so he's his fastest lap, so he's really got some good time.
Yeah, he definitely has the pace, and the thing about it is, though, Oliver is driving as defensive as he can do, and it's working out very well for Chico. Chico's now 2.9 seconds clear.
Yeah, I mean, Gary's going to be aware of this, isn't he? He knows he's been caught up from behind. He knows he needs to make this move.
Yeah. Oh, he's all over the back from there at the minute. But just has nowhere to go.
Wouldn't surprise me if he's taking another warning just going round there, though. Yeah, again there, look, Gary's really...
Oh,
there you go.
No.
This is either a drive-through or he's doing a mandatory pit stop.
It has to be a drive-through.
Yeah, I imagine so. He looked like he's gone wide there a few times. He was really, really pushing. That is so frustrating.
Oh, me.
No, what's he doing? Oh, he was trying to cut the line.
Yeah.
There you go. It's another 40 seconds added on, and that's Luca Murray up into fourth now. He really could go and get a podium out of this.
The main thing is, can Oliver now hold on to a podium position?
Well, you can get, do you know what now? What we got left now? 5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
He's not having to defend right now. Head down. You're being caught up, but you haven't got many laps to go. I think sometimes when you've got a faster driver behind you, you need to stop worrying about how fast they're going and just get your head down and do the quickest times you can do until they catch up. And hopefully you get to the end of the race before they get on top of you.
Absolutely. Now Gary is fighting Pygro here at the minute.
There, he's going wide again there, guys. Really, he'd be so frustrated because of this now.
Understandable as well. That's the last thing you want to be doing, is getting a drive-through coming into the last stages of this. Luca Mari is now down to 3.9 seconds.
He's on the move.
I know it's pulled back out slightly, 4.3 seconds, so he is slowly but surely catching Oliver. But the main thing is, Oliver just needs to keep his head together for 5 minutes plus a lap. And it looks like, well, all that was going on, the race leader had pitted as well, and he's now only 33 seconds ahead of Chico, so he did end up pitting as well.
Was it a drive-through?
So that one there definitely was a pit because he was stopped for 13 seconds, obviously for fuel.
Right, yeah, so he's put in maybe about 10 litres then, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, he had the time to do so as well. He's had quite a flawless race today, in fairness, from start to finish. I know, obviously, circumstances probably played for this one tonight a bit as well. It would have been a lot tighter, let's be honest.
Look, yes, circumstances have played into it. However, I do believe he's been the fastest man on the track as well. We've seen both Gary and Chico and Luca Murray all in sort of free air.
Yeah.
I just think Marco consistently has had the pace today.
No, I definitely think as well Marco would have had the pace to win it today regardless. Like a 1:34.4, nobody has got closer than about 2/10 off, which is actually Luca Murray, who was actually just slightly 1.5 tenths off. So realistically, yeah, I think if it started as it should have been, obviously it would have been a bit different. But who knows? There could have been incidents at the start. You never know with
Yep.
people being that
Yep.
close as well. So
Yeah, what I would have been interested in is obviously then Chico, Gary, and Luca Mari, and
Yeah.
also even Oliver. Joey's proven to have a good race. I would have been interested to how that battle would have gone.
Oliver's now in the pits.
Is he taking a drive for himself?
Oh, let's stay on. Oh, that's heartbreaking for Oliver. I would assume it is a drive-through.
Yeah. So but look at Mari though. Where was he? He was all the way near the back, and he's on the podium.
Wow.
What a recovery drive that's been.
So Oliver, I think he's going to be safe from Gary and from Pedrecto for this 4th position.
Well, it's going to be tight. I don't know what time Gary was losing behind, being stopped behind, but you know that drive-through sort of evened them out to where they was before Gary went into the drive-through.
Yeah. So Oliver has not, by the looks of it there. Oliver's come out behind. Oh, right behind Gary. Oh my God, that was super close.
No, this is interesting now, isn't it? This is very interesting.
Wow, Gary wants that position. He is pushing it. I'm afraid I've seen him going off the line so much. There could be another drive-through if he keeps it up.
You know what, though? What's been interesting? Gary's been like in a battle now, and he never enough all race long. He hasn't had much of a breather today, Gary, has he?
No, I'd say frustration.
That's the strength of the McLaren there. Do you see around the outside?
Yeah.
Carrying that little bit of extra speed where the Merc really wants to get it stopped and turned. That's a great overtake. He's worked that over a few corners there to get that current position.
That's beautifully done. And even if that Merc has the slipstream, Gary knows to go for the inside line. But
yeah, just in a couple of corners will affect the Merc. Now on the braking here, can the Merc do it? See, he just can't hold it. Oh.
Track limits.
He's gonna you pick one up there every time you go over us there, no matter what.
Yeah.
Just be careful on exit. There we are. That's great fighting. Oh, he's flashing him. He's flashing him. He's trying to put him off.
Wow. So Gary's got the job done. He needs to focus ahead now. Oliver needs to try and focus again. Oh, let's go back and say, actually, yeah, we'll just go replay.
Has he gone for a move, or has he took the curb too much?
I'll go on to the helicam for this one. Oh, he hit Gary.
Oh, he's gone for the dive.
Oh.
No, that is a dive. He's been too aggressive there and too desperate to try and get the position back.
Yeah, that wasn't a great move at all, but luckily Gary hasn't lost his position. I'm sure it's probably been the cherry on the cake for what's been a very frustrating race, I'd assume, for him.
Yeah, I mean, he gets him back into 4th, doesn't it? He won't be appreciated the damage there. I think he'll be carrying a bit of side damage now. Maybe, I reckon, about 8 seconds there. He wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that was quite a heavy hit.
Yeah, the move wasn't on there. You can't be diving. That's a real hard braking, turning corner. You can't be carrying that much pace. It's just not on from the position he was in.
No, 100% no. But sure, all's out well that ends well. Obviously, the stewarding will be done after this stream. We'll be doing another stream for stewarding. We'll be running that in around probably 10:05. But luckily, I don't think there's going to be a massive amount of incidents to go through. All in all, I know there's been 1 or 2 incidents, but nothing major.
You know what? There's been some great racing today, though.
Yeah.
That's what we will say. There's been some fantastic driving by some of these drivers. It's been a great watch.
Well, this man here has led it pretty much from start to finish now.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's maybe not got as much exposure today, but he's just been so far out front. It's been the perfect race for him.
It's like any kind of lad like Max Verstappen or that, they don't get much airtime, but a boring race for them is an epic race because they're doing everything right.
Exactly. This is his perfect race. He's just been out front, no one's got near him, and he's just been able to do his own race. Great race.
Yeah. Very well done to him. And Chico now coming back for 2nd position. I think Chico's slowing down, is he, for the guys, or what's he doing? He hardly did his steering wheel disconnect already.
Oh no.
He's had a disconnect. The car is just, oh my god.
No way. Has he not got over the line?
He hasn't, but Gary's still fighting. Wow. Oh no, Chico, I think has got over line. He's in the pits anyway.
Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, that's that would have been harsh. Great race. Look at him there.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. This is a great end to it anyway. So Gary gets... Oh, Gary got up into third, it was.
Yeah, Chico's dropped down. He's going to lap down. Oh, that's unlucky for Chico. That is so unlucky to have that happen to him.
That's very, very, very unlucky, but great race from everyone, and thanks to everyone for the patience that has stayed on and raced tonight. Look, obviously it was frustrating. I'm not going to be afraid to say that, obviously with the server issues and other bits, that it definitely wasn't exactly how it should have been, but it is a learning curve for myself. But I appreciate everyone's patience with that. Obviously any drivers who didn't get to race in the second part of the server will get points. But yeah, Chris, great race, and other than the shenanigans at the start, it has been a great race with epic battles throughout the whole way through.
Oh, great race. Some of the fights, some of the big pictures, seeing Luca Murray come through like he did from the position he was in. The drama at the end with Chico, some of the close driving and overtakes has been absolutely fantastic today.
Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. And Chris, I want to thank you as well for coming into the comments box as well. I just say we haven't done a full race together. Obviously, what a race for you to come in and do it.
It's been great fun, isn't it?
You've had everything. But no, honestly, a massive, massive thank you, and you're a natural in the comments box as well.
Oh, thank you for having me, mate. I much appreciate it.
It's been absolutely brilliant. I don't know if there's anyone going to try get in for an interview tonight, but if there's not, we will take this few minutes, I suppose, to get ready for the stewarding. So I suppose from my side, I want to thank everyone for watching. Again, thanks to the drivers for being very patient. It will not happen again, and hopefully, you know, more people will join in next time round. Definitely don't judge tonight by that. Chris, I think, are you coming back next week?
I'm not sure if I'm here next week, mate, but I will let you know in the week. But I'll definitely be here the week after, if not.
Excellent. And what are you doing on your own YouTube then this week as well? So definitely give Chris a follow there. What's your schedule for this week?
So I'm back into LFM tomorrow. Obviously, the aim there is to get to 6.0 SR. We'll then be streaming on Saturday as part of the Spa 24. I'll be streaming on Sunday between 4 and 7 doing the Barcelona 3 hour, and then jumping straight into the Watkins Glen Endurance straight afterwards. So we're on head of a lot this week streaming.
Wow. Yeah, I think my next stream will be for the 24 hour as well. Obviously we're on the same team for that. But honestly, Chris, thanks again. Thanks to anyone who's joined in, who's watched, who's followed, who's liked, who's jumped over to Chris and followed as well, and who's liked Chris's stream as well. He's been streaming simultaneously. And yeah, look, have a great evening, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you.